Hello everybody, welcome back to Jared Opens a Box here on Jared Takes the L. Welcome to the month of September. I can't believe we're already nearing the end of the year. It's pretty crazy, but I do have some great episodes for you guys this month. And we're kicking things off with, of course, another wave of Pokemon Funko Pops. I did say when I did the last Pokemon video that there may not be another Pokemon video this year. I did have to shift around the schedule a little bit, and sure enough, Pokemon did get to appear once more here on the channel. But this is a really cool wave. Another random assortment, which is just kind of what Funko's been doing. Just a lot of really random characters grouped together in a wave of 3. That's basically what we're doing again today. But let's go ahead and just get started with our first one for today. This is Turtwig, Pop Games number 1078. I think it's really cool that they made Turtwig, and yet another starter Pokemon for the collection. They've been trying to get through all of them just in a really weird way, skipping some, coming back to others, but, at least they're getting to it. But there is the box for this one, of course, a grass type, so you're going to see the grass type logo in the back there. No spoilers for the other characters on the back of this one, surprisingly enough. Just some more leaves and stuff. And then the other side of the box. And like I said, recently with the Pokemon Pops, they have been including those other languages on there as well. They did that once again with this wave, and looks like that's going to be a continuing thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this one up. This one's it's pretty cute, honestly. Really, really tiny. Like, seriously, this guy is really small. But yeah, he is, of course, looks like a turtle. He does have a little turtle shell on his back. And then, of course, the little twig on the top of his head, hence the name Turtwig. Combination of turtle and twig, if you guys haven't already pieced that together. But yeah, he does have this cute little shell. Not too much other details normally. I mean, he does have a little nose, but you can't really see that. The nostrils are really hard to see there. The mouth is really cute. This little yellow part right here looks to be the mouth. A lot of great details with that twig there. And the rest of the figure is, somewhat basic, but since this is the first evolution in the line, it's not going to be terribly crazy. Of course, the final evolution of Turtwig, which I'm trying to remember what it is. I think I remember what it is, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But whatever the final evolution is, I'm sure had more detail. But naturally, they're going to start with the first evolution. But yeah, this one did come out pretty good. It's really accurate. It looks just like Turtwig. I think they did a great job with this one. He does have a little tail as well. That one's adorable. But yeah, there is Turtwig. He doesn't need a base because he stands perfectly fine on his own. All right, moving on to our next one here. I think this is really cool. Another character that I was hoping they would make at some point. We have Slowpoke. So this is Pop Games number 1077. There is the side of the box. He is a water type Pokemon, of course. So he does have the water logo on the back. And what looks like an ocean as well back there. And then the other side of the box. Oh, and there's his face too. Let's go ahead and open this one up. All right. So again, So again, it's not going to be crazy with the details because it is a pretty simplistic design. But here is Slowpoke. So yeah, this is pretty much the whole figure. I do love that they have the curved tail there. That's a good detail. The face is pretty spot on. They even gave him the two little teeth on the opposite sides of the mouth. They got the ears down there. And of course they do have him laying down because that is how he's always looking in the games. Because, he's a Slowpoke. He doesn't want to move around. So I love that they do that detail here as well. I guess that's already it. He does have a little nose as well, but again, kind of hard to see that on camera. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I wish I could say more about it, but there's really nothing else to say. I would love to see the other evolutions of this line, Slowbro and Slowking. I think those would be really, really cool to see in Funko Pop form as well. So hopefully we do see that down the line. It's not in anything that I know of that's coming up, but it could definitely happen maybe next year or something along those lines. All right, moving on to our last one here. Probably my personal favorite. I do think this one has a lot of detail, so that's probably why. We have Ceruledge. I think that's how you pronounce that. This one, I actually didn't even know who this Pokemon was. You know, I tend to be pretty good with, like, the original 5 generations. I'm pretty knowledgeable about those. Once you start hitting Generation 6 and above, I kind of get a little, you know, I'm not too familiar with every single one. There's been so many new games and new Pokemon that I think there's probably well over like 1,200 at this point. So for me, I just don't know all of them. And this was actually one of them. I didn't know who it was. When I first heard it was coming, I did look it up and I was like, oh, that is a really cool design, did a little bit of research. And I am actually a big fan now of Ceruledge because of that. But this is Pop Games number 1076. This is, of course, a Fire-type Pokemon, which you can see on the back of the box. So I do like that we had the Grass-type, Water-type, and Fire-type all in one wave. I think that was really cool. And there's both sides of the box here. This one would be a great choice, actually, for, if not Smash Bros., I would actually say another Pokémon tournament game. I really want another Pokémon tournament. I'm maybe one of only like 4 people that actually wants a new one. But if that does happen, I think this would be a good choice for that roster. I really like that game. I don't know. I loved Pokémon Tournament. Surprisingly, never played it on Jared Takes the L. Even though I had it for the Switch, and I never played it on the channel. I don't know. I really don't know why. It's just one of those things. Like, it just never happened. So this one does come with a base. And here is the figure itself. This one is really oddly shaped, but it's also it's accurate. It's completely accurate. But you have to admit, like, it's definitely a different looking figure, but I do like it a lot. So it does have this like flame looking piece right here that is part of the figure, and then it has like almost this helmet looking thing. The eyes are actually right underneath that, but they blend in so well with the face that it's almost impossible to see it. I actually thought at first when I looked this up that this was the eyes or something, but no, they're actually underneath right there. Then it has these 2 pointy spots right here, and then once you get down to the rest of the figure, the hands are actually these swords, which is awesome, a really cool detail. And then the feet kind of also point down as well. They have these very interesting looking designs, and you know for a fact that's not standing up on its own. Like, there's nowhere for that to stand on its own. But it's just a really cool design. It definitely looks like something that would work good in a fighting game. Like, that's what when I see this figure, that's just what I'm thinking, you know? It almost doesn't even look like a Pokemon. Like, this wouldn't be out of place in another video game, you know? But I do think this one came out looking really, really good. Like, when I was doing my research and stuff, and then I saw the pop, I was like, wow, that's incredibly accurate. Just like the other 2. Funko has been doing a really, really good job with that. The only thing, though, again, and this is a really weird thing, the eyes are not, the eyes are a different color on the character normally, but Funko, again, just stuck with the black eyes. So I have to imagine that is just part of the licensing. It is odd to me. You know, again, we had that problem with Gengar a couple of months ago. At this point, it doesn't really bother me. It really doesn't bother me, but I just see people point that out every time there is a new Pokemon where that happens. But it's really not that big of a deal to me anyways. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's episode of Jared Opens a Box. These are all really, really good, really accurate. I'll give Ceruledge probably a 10 out of 10. I love the design. It's very unique towards some of the other designs. Slowpoke and Turtwig, of course, are a little bit more simplistic, but they are still very accurate. They did a good job with those. I'll give those 9 out of 10. I just prefer Ceruledge more just because it has more detail. It just looks really, really cool. But yeah, let me know down below which of these are your favorites. I'll go through them one more time for you guys. We have Turtwig, we have Slowpoke, and we have Ceruledge. So let me know down below which of these is your favorite. And when we come back next week, it's going to be another episode that I didn't think was going to happen, but sure enough, it is happening. We're going to be returning to the world of Mortal Kombat. So Yeah, I know I said that the one earlier this year is probably going to be a one and done. Guess I was wrong because we're heading back there next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.